This time I planned a coastal ride, staying as close to the shoreline as possible, following Florida's legendary A1A from Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach. We started early in Fort Lauderdale, a city known for its extensive canal system and home to one of the busiest cruise ports in the world. Rolling through Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard along A1A, this stretch is one of the city's most touristic areas, lined with shops, cafes, and bars facing both the street and the ocean. This morning, however, it felt calm and perfectly balanced. People were running, jogging, and cycling along the beachfront, while nearly 30 motorcycles took over the street in a tight, organized formation. Clear skies, ocean air, and perfect November weather made this an ideal day to ride. November is one of the best months for motorcycling in South Florida. We stopped for breakfast at the Village Cafe, a local spot near the beach, then regrouped and continued north on A1A. Riding in a compact formation. From here, the ride settled into a smooth, steady rhythm. Crossing the Hillsboro Inlet Bridge in Pompano Beach, we looked down over the waterway that connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Intracoastal. Now, riding alongside the Intracoastal Waterway, waterfront homes and boats moving slowly through the channels passed by as our bikes lined up cleanly along the road. The sun climbed higher, the air warmed. In Delray Beach, we stopped at the sandbar for drinks. Helmets came off, engines cooled, and all the bikes were parked perfectly in line. Delray's relaxed coastal vibe made it the ideal place to pause before the final stretch. Back on A1A, we rode through Hillsboro Beach, where tall trees formed natural canopy tunnels over the road, filtering sunlight and creating one of the most scenic sections of the ride. As we entered South Palm Beach, the views became unreal. On one side, the Atlantic Ocean stretched endlessly. On the other, some of the most expensive oceanfront mansions in the country stood quietly behind gates and hedges, homes owned by billionaires and global elites. We passed Mar-a-Lago, the President Trump's private club and residence. One of the most heavily surveilled properties in Florida. The contrast between public road and private power was impossible to ignore. riding along Palm Beach's Ocean Boulevard felt almost unreal. The Atlantic stretched endlessly on one side. It was a calm, elegant stretch of road where the ride slows down and the scenery does all the talking. No highways, no rush, just miles of coastline, perfect weather, and the steady rhythm of riding together. Shortly after, we crossed one of Palm Beach's most mysterious landmarks, known locally as the Witch's Wall. It's a narrow passage carved through fossilized coral and coquina stone in the 1920s to drain swampland and allow development. Local folklore tells of an evil witch who once lived above the cut. A small barred window set into the coral wall became the center of the story. Some say touching the metal gate can release a soul. Others believe it only invites another to take its place. Soon after, we rolled into West Palm Beach. Sometimes, the destination matters less than the road that gets you there.